あれ死ぬんじゃない？
あ、ありがとうございました。
My friends, this week we have another episode of Red Ranger. This was episode number 3. And honestly, Red Ranger cannot miss. This episode was another hilarious episode with a ton of stuff that happened, but at the same time, not much happened at that same time. So what this episode did is it did a few different things, but first off, it was absolutely hilarious. From all the moments that happened with the butler chasing down Togo with some clippers to clip his you-know-what, to the 𝐿𝐿𝐸𝐺𝐸, the new guy that got introduced, and his vendetta against Red and his dual personality where he says one thing but means another, his weird relationship with the 𝐜𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥 girl, which is the princess, the relationship he has now with Red and just wanting to see him just get pummeled, the fact that Red summoned the Zords or the Beasts to freaking punt and do a Team Rocket to 𝐿𝐿𝐸𝐺𝐸 all the way to the sky. I'm trying to think what other moments happen in the episode. The 𝐒𝐻𝐸𝐺𝐸 stuff and Togo getting, seen in promiscuous situations. Like, there was just a ton of just really, really, really funny moments that just happened over and over and over and over. Like, at some point, even 𝐜𝐴LTina ends up in the Zords and she was just like, "Hey, 𝐿𝐿𝐸𝐺𝐸, I'm from the sky." She's like, "Oh, it's cool." Like, just, it's really, this show is just, it's just really fun, and I don't necessarily think, I've seen a lot of, as I've been putting these videos out, right? This is the third video now for this show. I've seen a lot of chatter in the comments of like people I feel like are under the mindset like you have to be a Power Rangers fan or maybe like a Sentai fan, and that's not the case. Like, you don't need to be a fan of Rangers or like any type, like you don't need to have any pre-existing love or hate for that matter for any Power Rangers or any Sentai show or any of those bombastic Japanese renditions of what would be like a Ranger type show. You don't need to have any interest in that whatsoever just to acknowledge and enjoy this show as it just being pure, dumb fun. And I think that's where this show wins the most, is it has compelling characters in Togo, in 𝐒𝐻𝐸𝐺𝐸, now in 𝐿𝐿𝐸𝐺𝐸, now in 𝐜𝐿𝐴LTina. It's even done a really good job of introducing the other 4 Rangers before, even though they've only sprinkled them. His past enemy, like his past like biggest, like the demon lord for Togo in his past world was called the freaking Breakup King, okay? Like, it's just so dumb and so silly. His ultimate weapon is like the marriage proposal gun or something. It's introduced really compelling characters like Zatsu and Lane, the stupid adventurers that they introduced last episode. They keep showing 𝐒𝐻𝐸𝐺𝐸's father, which was like a weird dude as well. We have Poseidon, the butler. So like, it has compelling characters. And again, you don't need to have any love for this type of Sentai show. It's just a dumb isekai. So this episode, though, it did a few things. So it got us through Togo finally, officially living with 𝐒𝐻𝐸𝐺𝐸, which I thought was really cool. Basically because he's broke, right? He completes the missions, but he never gets the reward for them because he keeps blowing everything up. So first off, hilarious. Then we get the Poseidon stuff where he's like, you can't live with a man kind of thing. That, hilarious. And then we have 𝐿𝐿𝐺𝐸 and 𝐜𝐴LTina, who is the princess of the kingdom, and she's the princess of the king who basically fired her dad before, 𝐒𝐻𝐸𝐺𝐸's dad. And she comes to investigate the... I'll talk about them like Togo did. Basically, the black pimples. She's coming to investigate that, and essentially those are... And it has decent plot, I mean, that's the type of thing. It's dumb, fun, and it's silly, and it's entertaining. But it also it has some plot. But they come to investigate the black pimples, and essentially the theory is that the dude who took over 𝐒𝐻𝐸𝐺𝐸's dad, or the dude who took over 𝐒𝐻𝐸𝐺𝐸's dad's position, he's finagling, and he's kind of like the one distributing these black pimples. And essentially what they do is they give people really weird, unique powers, but they have a backlash of like once they simulate with someone's body, they turn them into those weird, looking like monstrosities that they fought before. So they're coming to investigate that. Then there's some animosity between 𝐒𝐻𝐻𝐸 and Togo, and they fight it out. And kind of find out that 𝐒𝐻𝐻𝐸, this dude, is like the holy swordsman of the land, basically. Like if there was a demon lord, he'd be the one, facing it. So they fight. Really funny scene with 𝐒𝐻𝐻𝐸 getting like punted to the sky with the Zords. Hilarious. They move on to the next town where they go investigate the next pimple. And then that has Togo get in some trouble, and that's pretty much where we left off on the episode. Now I'm parsing a lot of like what happened. You watch the episode, I need to recap the whole effing thing. But like that's basically what happens episode. And now next episode they're gonna continue to fight this guy in this new town. He'll probably end up transforming, and through the power of bonds, now that there's 4 of them, they'll probably be able to kick his ass, which I think is gonna be a fun time. But yeah, another fantastic episode. I think this is one of those like, if you're watching this show this season, this is definitely like one of your favorites, I think. And I think for those who aren't, if they were to give this a shot, I think this would end up being someone's favorites. Now, again, I don't think it's winning anime awards. It's not winning like the best written this or written that, but it's just dumb. It's fun. It's entertaining, and it's hilarious. And those are the things I appreciate more over like really serious emotional powerhouses. Like those are the things I love the most. So for me, this is definitely up there. Like maybe I would say this season, just because considering this season is really jam-packed with shows like My Happy Marriage, Solo Leveling, Apothecary Diaries, there is some big competition. I would say this is probably easily top 10 this season, and considering that there's 10, I know it sounds kind of crazy, but at the same time, it's like there's probably like 30 or 40 new anime this season. So being top 10 is pretty good. And it'll probably be around number 7 or 8 for me if I think about it. Because if I'm thinking through like everything that's this season so far, if I were to kind of go and rank this one, let me see where my live chart is at. If I were to go and rank this guy over here, and let me take you over. Let's go over and let's look at the live chart so far this season. Considering I only have the stuff on here that I'm just watching on the channel, but if I think about top 10 this season, I would probably put like Solo Leveling up there. Considering all the stuff I'm watching, I think it's really hard to pick a favorite this season. Yeah, it's really hard to pick a favorite, but I think Apothecary Diaries would be there. My Happy Marriage would be there for sure. This one would be there. Red Ranger would be there for sure. Bureaucrat to Villainous would be there for sure. I'm really enjoying Daily Life, Solo Leveling. I left my A-rank party. I really like that one as well too. So yeah, I think this would be maybe number 6 or number 7, throughout like the whole list this season, which is pretty respectable, just considering how funny this show is this season. So yeah, I'm really loving it quite a bit. So I hope you guys are too. Let me know in the comments like on what you guys are thinking about it. But yeah, this chef's kiss. All right, my friend, I'm gonna see you guys next weekend. Have a great weekend. Peace out.